Warning, this podcast was produced by two men who still think that swearing is both big and clever. As a result, it contains quite a lot of it. Therefore, this podcast is not suitable for children, unless they're really fucking cool children. Yes, people, Dave Fensom here on isolation mode in this COVID-19 crisis. Hope you guys are all doing okay out there and you've got food and stuff and haven't been caught by the weird panic buying that people are doing, man. I went to Lidl earlier to pick up some coffee pods and nothing, mate. I'm sure, I mean, it's not a new story, you've all seen it, but it's crazy, man. Guys, don't panic buy. Everything will be fine, I'm sure, and don't get the illness and die. We need the listeners 100%. Anyway, this episode is wow, it's an episode we've known was coming for quite some time. It's two bald men reviewing an album by two bald men and a hairier man. It's Right Said Fred's Up. We have a fun conversation today, I think. We certainly enjoyed the podcast. Did we enjoy it more than the album? Who fucking knows? Check it out and we'll tell you. Now, normally at this point I would plug some of the stuff I've got coming up, but all my gigs are cancelled. All my gigs are cancelled at the moment, and yeah, who knows what's going to happen financially. It's an interesting time for those of us who are self-employed. Obviously, Krista works in a pub as well, owns a pub, should I say, yeah, it's interesting times for us people right now, so if you can, support your local artists. There is literally no way of you supporting us at the moment, but try and help people out that might be struggling, would be my advice. Anyway, with no further ado, check out this latest episode of Pop Collaborate and Listen. I hope you have fun with it. Later. Yes, people. Dave Fensom and my friend Krista Greer.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Are here with another episode of Pop Collaborate and Listen, joined as always by pop music's most popular corgi, Waffles the dog. He's sitting, just soaking in the tunes and the atmosphere at the moment, hanging out with his best friend Krista Greer.
Loving it over this way.
Loving it. Yeah, guys, I hope everything's well. I hope none of you have died of coronavirus. Literally, we just cannot afford to lose the listeners.
Yeah, God, don't be so selfish.
Yeah, exactly. Self-isolate, listen to our entire back catalogue.
Oh, look, that's a point. Our listenership might go up.
It could do, yeah. I mean,
it could be good for our downloads.
I don't think we're that popular during the high risk group. A friend of the year show, Cy Sharp, who you might have heard from a couple of episodes.
Indeed.
High risk user, stay indoors, Cy Sharp. We can't lose you.
Yeah, goddamn.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a weird week, isn't it? It's I mean, you're a Republican, and I run events for a living.
Yeah, so both of us kind of rely on the public being able and willing to go outdoors and come to us.
Yeah, so what we're saying basically is if you start hearing a lot of adverts appear in this podcast, you'll know we're having a lot of problems paying our bills.
Exactly. We should just say this is all going to be fine. It'll blow over. Keep coming out to live events and to bars.
Absolutely.
Drink your sorrows away and have a laugh.
Just wash your fucking hands, you cunts.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a week that has been a long time coming. Since we conceived of this podcast, we looked ahead and we saw this. And this was a kind of a red letter day. I think it's been a red... we always try and go into these things with a lack of preconceptions. But it is very, very difficult not to on this occasion.
It really is. Because how can you not have a preformed opinion on Right Said Fred?
Right Said Fred.
Yeah. Two
bald men in front of microphones in a studio.
String vests.
Being sexy.
Too sexy, some might say.
Literally this podcast.
It's exactly what we always wanted to be. What we modelled ourselves on from the start.
But yes, so Right Said Fred, early 90s. Novelty act, I guess we would say.
Of course it is.
And did you have you couldn't avoid this song.
I'm Too Sexy itself.
Yes.
I will admit, I bought the 12-inch.
You did what?
I bought the 12-inch. It came out in 1991.
You did fucking what?
I bought it. I thought it was hilarious.
Did you
And I
now?
bought it, and that wore off quite quickly.
You thought this was hilarious in 1991?
I did.
Oh, man, see, I'm a year younger than you, and I knew better.
Yeah, well, fair enough. I'll admit I was wrong. You can't justify this at all. But I bought it, and I thought it was very, very funny. And then it was obviously played to death and went on and on and on. And, you know, that wash of realization comes over you, and you're like, oh, I see. This is just annoying at this point.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough, man, fair enough.
But I thought it was very funny in its first flourish.
Okay, fair enough, yeah. I don't think I ever did. I think I just found this annoying at the time, right?
Sure.
And we'll get to how I feel about it now later in the
Fine,
podcast.
lovely.
Okay.
But the album-wise, you presumably never heard the album before.
Oh, God, no. Why would I mean, I knew all three of the singles.
Sure.
And we'll talk. I won't go into too much detail because otherwise we'll
No, we can get to
burn
that.
some of the stuff we've got to say about the rest. But yeah, I was aware of it. It was very much something that wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, I probably was more stridently against it than I needed to be at the time.
Oh, really? You were making a very big show of hating Right Said Fred
in
at the
that
time.
Oh, yeah, man, that commercial pop shit, man. Yeah,
Gotcha.
You know.
Gotcha.
And there's probably a level of irony in the song that was probably slightly lost on me in my...
right.
but anyway,
Sure.
So look, neither of us really have much of a relationship with Right Said Fred, apart from you being an early adopter and
Yes, well, it was
12-inch.
partly my fault. Yeah.
All right, well,
Let's do a little bit of kind of stats and background on the band. Obviously, the main members are the two brothers, Richard and Fred Fairbrass.
Yeah.
They're the two bald guys in the band.
Yeah.
They were brought up in East Grinstead, which is relatively local to where we are.
And the home of UK Scientology.
Is it?
It is.
I wonder if the two are linked.
Cylons.
But they'd both been musicians like throughout the late 70s and 80s in various guises. They've both been session musicians. Richard played bass for people like Boy George, Mick Jagger, David Bowie.
Yeah.
Turns out.
He was in a Bowie video.
Oh, yeah, indeed. I don't think I've actually seen it, and I didn't seek it out for this. I don't know if he looked the same or if he was just in the background somewhere.
I think he's been cut out of subsequent remixes because he was too sexy for
Too
that
for the
video.
I see, right. Fred apparently played guitar with Then Jericho for a little while.
Did he really?
And toured with Bob Dylan.
Wow.
I know. So they've got musical backgrounds.
That's Then Jericho, not Chris Jericho.
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
right,
and it turns out, as part of a very early band they were with called the Actors in the late 70s, they toured with Suicide.
Really?
And supported Joy Division in Manchester.
That's
on
insane.
one gig. They formed Right Said Fred in 1989 with a guitarist called Ray Weston, who left in 1990 to go and join Wishbone Ash.
Did he?
Yeah. So he obviously maybe saw the direction they were heading in and went, no, this is not quite prog enough for me.
Yeah.
And so, made a hasty exit.
Formed his own Western Front.
Nice. And then guitarist Rob Manzoli joined in 1990 to replace him, and he stayed with the band until like 97.
A man with a surname that sounds like a brand of cooking oil.
I was going to say a pasta, but yeah,
Okay,
absolutely,
fair
yeah,
enough.
definitely.
Well, you wouldn't be able to buy any of that at the moment, would you?
Right, topical.
Zoink.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, did you bring your own toilet roll?
Oh, always.
Yeah, if you need to shit in my house, you fucking...
Oh, shit, and I was like, have a wank.
Oh, yeah, no, fair enough. You can use my toilet roll for that.
Thanks, fine.
Use curtains.
Use the dog, wipe it on the dog.
You don't wipe it on my waffles dog.
No. But yeah, so there's your kind of background. So that's up to 1990 when they were starting to get themselves together to release I'm Too Sexy. That's where they're up to at that point.
Wow. It's such a lot of backstory for this.
I know. And in terms of what the fuck, the band have won 2 Ivor Novello Awards.
Ivor Novello
for songwriting.
I know. Anyway, right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, look. Let's. What kind of sales did this do? This album? What kind of...
This did big sales on the album. I don't have a note exactly what it was, but it was a couple of times platinum, at least in the UK.
Really?
Yeah. It didn't do much in the States. The
Okay.
album didn't. It did very well in places like Australia and Ireland and that sort of thing. But it didn't have longevity at all. The album, anyway.
Well, this is the only album they ever. I mean, I think they've got about 6 albums.
They do, I know.
And this is the only one that ever got a release in the States. But this was
Yes.
a US. No, but I'm Too Sexy was a US Billboard #1 single.
The single was absolutely. It was huge over there.
And let's face it,
Madonna talked about it, you know?
Yeah, Madonna talked about wanting to shag Richard
That's right,
Fairbrass.
yeah.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. let's talk about this album cover.
Okay, yes.
Okay, so really all we've got here is...
We've got a CD in front of us, in fact.
We've got a CD in front of us. I'll get a photo of us with it.
With a charity shop CD.
Yeah. Charity shop CD. So what we've got here is we've got yellow block capital letters.
Yep.
It says Right Said Fred.
Oh, yeah, can't mistake it.
The up is in red and there's a red background. It kind of almost looks like, it's kind of... If you told me this was like a Ned's Atomic Dustbin release or something like that...
It is similar to some of the stuff they've done.
It's kind of, I mean, I'll tell you, what it looks like most to me is like the back print of a band T-shirt.
Sure.
You know? Yeah. I mean, it's striking and it's simple.
It's brightly coloured.
Yeah.
To attract the simpletons.
Yeah.
And it's very simple. It's just words. Someone that has literally gone, well, let's do something, with these lettering on it, but let's do something else, and then they forgot to do anything else.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though.
Yeah.
It's a little bit classier than expected.
Oh, I see. I wonder, did they do other things that weren't as classy, and the record company went, that won't look good on the shelves.
Yeah, exactly.
Boys.
I mean, there's no leather men on the cover.
Right, sure. I wonder.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's I don't have much of an opinion on it.
I think it's fucking rubbish. I think it's absolute rubbish.
I think it's fine.
It looks like a Comic Relief single to me.
Well, that's because it's in red and yellow.
Yeah, indeed, but that's what it looks like to me. It looks like I don't know, something silly.
I think I'm probably feeling a little warmer to it than you are.
Okay.
I think it's fine. It's very workmanlike. It's just procedural, but at least it isn't what it could have been.
Okay, right.
All right.
No, that's one way to think about it. Yeah, sure.
Okay, well, let's crack in with track number 1. This one's called Love for All Seasons.
Right.
Okay, so that's a very distinct vocal, isn't it?
Oh yeah, he's got a voice that you can tell it's him.
So is that lyric, there's no truth in the rumour?
Yeah.
I can't imagine what kind of rumours would circulate about definitely straight man Richard's Fairbrass. No, to be fair, he'd just come out of his buy in 1991.
Yeah, indeed.
In what I'm sure must have been an enormous shock to everyone. So I wonder if that's... But obviously, we've got a high camp disco house track here.
Sure, absolutely,
with this incredibly camp, overly dramatical...
Kind of cabaret style singing, yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, yeah. And, okay, fair enough, that is pretty much what I would have expected from this. I wouldn't have expected, I don't think, the level of theatre maybe that's going on in this song.
The thing is, right, it's actually pretty inoffensive, really. It's, I mean, I've had fun nights out in cabaret environments, and, this isn't music I'd choose to listen to, but my overall thought of this song is, this could have been worse.
Oh, you're giving a lot of credence to how bad something could have been. In this.
Maybe I've gone in with this with a fear, and I've just gone, this is okay.
Okay, really?
It's just straight up. It's just straight up kind of cheesy disco, isn't it?
It is. It's very cheesy disco.
Yeah, and with a big kind of silly camp vocal, and I don't think there's anything to hate in it. Well, let's see how you've done.
I can't. Okay, I'm not going to say that I hate it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that I'm, virulently against this, but I think it's shit. I think it's absolute shit.
I don't know if I do think it's absolute shit.
Really?
I think it's throwaway camp pop.
Yeah.
But it's professionally put together.
Oh, I don't think it is.
Oh, I do. I think it is. I think an awful lot of the crux on this is how much you can tolerate his vocal.
Right, I do have issues with it, vocal.
And I also do.
Yeah,
I also do. And we'll come to more of it as we go throughout. But I think as an opening song, it sets its stall out quite well. So this is what this is. It's this arch, kind of high camp kind of. We've got it's got disco and funk in here.
Right,
a little bit of kind of house. There's a little bit of an electronic element to it. There's some funky bass lines. Yeah.
Right.
Very, very simple, funky bass lines.
Yeah, there's nothing complex in this entire album.
But, But I came out with this going, this could have been worse.
Okay, you're right, it could have been worse. It could have been worse. It could have been, another minute longer. But I don't mind cheesy pop. I don't mind disco, that sort of thing. And when you're looking at this sort of stuff, I suppose someone like Kylie was probably doing similar things at the time. She's doing her very camp, gay-orientated disco pop. In the same way that this is, but I think her songs at least had a chorus and a hook, and I don't think there's anything like this going on in this song. I don't think there's anything I could sing to you afterwards.
No truth in the room.
Oh, no, I don't think that's catchy one bit.
I have to say, I think it's.
Right. And I think the lyrics are.
Seasons.
And here's the thing, right? Do we talk about the lyrics on this album because they're all awful?
I mean, there are themes that will develop throughout that bear. I mean, yes. I mean, he is.
I don't know what standard we hold it to, you know.
He's not a lyricist, is he?
No, and no one is going into this album going, I hope there's some good messages here.
Can you hold him intellectually responsible for these lyrics when so many of them were clearly written by his penis?
Right. I see what you're saying. Well, I don't particularly want to hold his penis to account.
No, this is a man whose sex drive is phenomenal.
Oh yeah, he seems to be going for it.
This man likes sex driving like Chris Rea likes actual driving.
And you know, the other thing, fair play to him, because this was released in 92. Yeah, he was born in 1953.
Wow, really?
Yeah, exactly. So he's 40 years old at this point, and he's still a fucking sex monster.
Oh yeah, he's in good shape, man. He's
going for it.
He's leaving out no options either. He's left he's left everything on the table.
He's opened all doors.
He really has, man.
Yeah.
He's like Peter Pan sexual.
Yeah, nice. But in terms of the song, I think the song is bad. I think it's too dull to be fun, and I think it's too annoying to be. Oh well, I'll let him get away with this because he's saying something.
Okay. Now I'm in a difficult position here because I cannot disagree with anything you're saying, right? But from my perspective, if we'd gone on a night out and we'd found ourselves, like downstairs at Latest Bar or something,
sure.
right? And there was a drag act on, and this song was being sung in exactly this way, I would be having a perfectly okay night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or would you be laughing at how ridiculous it was?
No, I'd be sitting chatting away, and this would be happening, and I'd be going, this is a perfectly appropriate soundtrack to this kind of night.
Maybe so.
That's where I would be at with
all right.
It, right?
Yeah.
It's never going on my playlist, but I think this is a well executed enough version of this level of high camp that I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
It doesn't get to, like you say, kind of Kylie levels. It doesn't get to Eurasia levels.
No,
at any point
Absolutely
at all,
not.
right? It's always a discount version of that. But it's better put together than I expected it to be.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at.
Interesting. All right. There are a couple of things that particularly annoyed me about this.
Okay.
One of them, when I say a couple of things, overall it annoyed me. But there's a couple of things I picked up on. One of them was that little organ bit in the background, the ding, 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 ding. That reminded me of a song, and I was like, what the fuck is that? What am I thinking of? And I eventually realised it was this. Gala, Freed from Desire.
Oh, God, I thought that was the start of Wigfield.
Oh, that was one of the ones I went, is it Wigfield? Is it Gina G? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Gala, Freed from Desire. And I'm like,
freed from desire. Freed from... No.
This one here. It's
I know
fucking
this one,
dreadful. And I hate that song. So that jarred with me. But then also, right, in the Right Said Fred song, Love for All Seasons, it's called. And there are some pretty shit lyrics in here. You and I can go to Loveland. What? That's not good.
You and me can go to Loveland if you want to.
Is that just down the M4?
I think it's a kitchenware shop.
Lovely.
Oh, that's Lakeland.
Nice. But when he starts just listing the months, right, that's terrible.
Well, it's a Love for All Seasons.
But, okay, I'm going to play this for the listener. And this is...
We've got more than one now.
I think it's just Barnaby.
Both of them. Both for both the listeners.
Right. So he's gone through, I hope this love lasts forever. Whatever it is. And then this shit comes in. And then he just goes into this rubbish.
He's just scatting.
He might as well just be saying A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Yeah, but to be fair, ABC is one of the best songs ever written.
No, fair enough. But it's probably also copywritten, so you can't fuck about with
exactly.
it. But that, I think, is shockingly bad.
I think you're looking for something to be annoyed about.
Very possibly, but that did it. I looked for something and there it is.
And see, I think this is the thing of this. This song at no point annoyed me.
Oh, I thought it was awful.
Oh,
yeah.
God, we're gonna
really,
have a fun
really fucking.
I think we're gonna have a fun time here today.
Good. Okay.
Right. So track number 2 is called "No One on Earth."
Uh-huh.
So this one's a bit more kind of pop clubby.
Pop clubby. This sounds like a Saturday morning kids TV thing.
Oh, funnily enough, right? I've got here the hook as a daytime TV field.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Exactly. Going for gold.
Yeah.
A tropic isle, pack your bags, let's go.
And everything fits together like my favourite little bits.
I know.
Oh, it's horrible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like the vocal here, it's just right on the edge of parody, isn't it? It's an interesting episode. Like, I mean, like I don't really hold much of a tune when I sing.
Right, fair enough.
And I always go, I fucking wish I could hold a tune. And this is quite a kind of reminder that not everyone that can hold a tune has a pleasing voice.
Well, I've got a little note that maybe this is the point we talk about the fact that Richard Fairbrass is not a good singer. I don't even think he's really holding that tune. I think he's doing so much affectation around it. Yeah, precisely. That's masking a lot of fucking sins.
Oh, I think he's holding a tune. I think that's maybe a little column A, little column B.
Okay, sure.
Which is the name of his solo album.
Oh yes.
Anyway, there's kind of a sub-status quo breakdown at some point in this song as well. Do you know what I mean?
Don't think I do.
Is it like, I think it's about 2/3 of the way through. It just kind of, this is music break comes in. I'm like, that just sounds like shit status quo, and I hate status quo.
You do, all right? Yeah, exactly. Oh, this right.
That sounds like status quo to me.
Right, again, this sounds like incidental music on a TV show.
I'm doing the status quo dance.
It is. You're too sexy for that dance, Dave.
Look, it's simple. It's somewhat catchy, but it's throwaway as fuck, and it's not very good.
Oh, I think this is also dreadful. This is like, I think this is worse than the first one because it's so.
Oh, I think this is
offensively cheesy.
I think this is definitely worse than the first one.
Okay. Oh, actually, but you were okay with the first one.
I like the first one,
right.
But I think they're kind of playing. It's kind of a bit of a played for and got though, isn't it? It's like we're going for this cheesy kind of anthem.
Well, it's so incredible. It's like, even if you had Stock Aitken Waterman trying to do the cheesiest stuff they could, I don't think they could have got this far. This is novelty in extremis.
Novelty in extremis, the name of his other solo album.
I think this is horrible. I mean, absolutely horrible.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't like this much, but my reaction is way less strong than yours.
No, true.
I don't. I'm not as angered by this as you. Have you had a bad week?
No, I am feeling very full of colds. Maybe that's what it is.
How many times have you listened to this album?
Oh, God. I mean, I actually listened probably 3, a background, another couple.
Yeah, I'm on 4 listens to this album all the way through.
Right.
And let's just say, being completely fair to it, it's blissfully short.
That was the first thing I thought whenever I looked at it.
39 minutes.
Thank you, Jesus. Yeah. 39 minutes, 10 tracks.
Thank you,
Bald Jesus.
Bald Jesus.
The other thing about this song is that, and again, going back to lyrics, maybe we shouldn't criticise the lyrics, but this is just the same chorus repeated 4 times, and the verses consist of 2 lines each. So it's like one sentence, chorus, one sentence, chorus, chorus, break, chorus, one sentence. This is
Don't bore us. Get to the chorus.
Get to the chorus 4 times.
Yeah.
Well, if it was a good chorus, I'd be all over it. But again, this is horrible.
Nothing like a bit of foreplay.
Wow. No, I can't get on with this one at all.
No, that's rubbish. Right. So track number 3, this is the big one.
Right. Okay, finally, we're into the hit, I'm Too Sexy.
I'm too sexy for my love. Too sexy for my love. Love's going to leave me.
I mean, what can you say about this song? Because it's, like, obviously it's beyond parody, right?
Well, because it is a parody.
Yeah, it is a parody.
Exactly.
You know, so, and that's the thing, right? They obviously are not without a sense of self-awareness and
humour. They did this as... I mean, there was a piss take of various things that they were seeing at the time, because they worked in a gym, and they saw these preening blokes all over the mirrors and all that sort of stuff. And they did it as a reaction to that.
As novelty songs go, right, once you get past the fact that, right, and this is an important caveat, right, for the rest of the discussion. Once you get past the fact that it is clearly appalling.
Okay, sure.
It's clearly
it
appalling,
is. Oh, it's
right?
awful, yeah.
As novelty songs go, it's not that bad.
It's very catchy.
It's catchy as fuck.
Yeah.
It's got a sense of humour and irony to it, so you can take it on multiple levels.
Yep.
And right, it's I'm Too Sexy. It's a video full of S&M and kind of gay culture imagery, and it's regularly on kids' films.
Oh, it is. It's all over different media.
This is as crossover a hit as you can get. It's pretty subversive on some level.
Sure. I would agree with all of that.
And I suspect it still pays every single bill that those boys have.
Oh, mate, this is I've made it. They've never had to work again because of this 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's it. Obviously,
Absolutely.
like you say, they've done 6 albums.
Yeah.
5 of them weren't released in the States. No one gave a fuck. No one gives a fuck about Right Said Fred anymore.
I'm too sexy for international release. International release.
Yeah.
Why not buy the greatest hits of the Police?
Like you said, it's number 1 in the States.
Yeah.
It was a big deal for them. It only got to number 2 in the UK because it was at the same time as Bryan Adams.
Yeah.
Which kept it off. And apparently because of that, it equaled the record for the number of weeks at number 2 but not number 1, which had previously been held by Father Abraham's The Smurf Song in 1978.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so that there's a good fact for you. But it was such a big hit worldwide. It was number 1 in so many countries. Yeah. And then was in heavy rotation on TV shows. And, The Simpsons did some stuff on it. Yeah. Madonna talked about this song.
This song still shows up in movie syncs. If you've got a scene where you want to show someone like kind of taking themselves too seriously, or someone you break out I'm Too Sexy.
Yeah, totally.
Because why wouldn't you?
Totally. And therefore, like you say, this is going to be their bread and butter moneymaker. Yeah. And I cannot fault them for that. They've got a fucking ridiculous novelty hit under their belts. That's all you need. That's it.
Absolutely, mate. That's all you need. And, credit where credit's due. It's a song that's got some staying power.
Yeah.
Did you watch the video again?
No.
I did.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a fucking video.
I think I can remember it. It's just like white background, lots of dancing.
There's that, and there's cut scenes. I mean, he's walking along in a cowboy hat at some point.
Of course.
There's various act outs of things that he's too
cowboy
sexy
hat
for.
And a waistcoat but nothing under it, that sort of stuff.
There's all that kind of stuff going on.
Yeah.
I mean, they're having a nice time.
No, mate, they're having the time of their life.
Enjoying themselves.
And this one is the one that they had recorded, like I said, as a kind of indie rock number. Mm-hmm. They give it to a few different record labels, were turned down by all of them. Mm-hmm. They gave it to a radio plugger they knew called Guy Holmes, who had this small label, Tug Records. He said, he said, I think there's something in the chorus, but could you make it into a dance tune rather than this? Right. They gave it to their mate, DJ Tommy D.
Tommy D up in this place.
Who came up with the backing, kept the vocals, and then it was released, and it just went stratospheric. So obviously, all those record labels who turned it down, kicking themselves. Yeah. And this made so much money for everyone involved, and got them to a height that they would never get to again. But it put them on the map. Yeah. A couple of things I didn't realise actually. Rob Manzoli, the guitarist who was brought in, he added the guitar lick just because it needed something in the background. It is from a Jimi Hendrix song.
Really?
I'm going to play you this Jimi Hendrix song. It's called Third Stone from the Sun.
Right. Nice.
That is, he just played that in the song.
Fair enough.
And got away with it until Jimi Hendrix estate heard it at some point and phoned up and went, that's a Jimi Hendrix thing. And apparently the Fairbrass brothers were like, what? We didn't know.
Right.
Rob Manzoli was like, oh yeah, but that was, by the way, I did that. And they were like, oh, well, I had no fucking idea. They only knew Purple Haze and whatever. Right. This is a more obscure track. They hadn't a clue. I'm not sure what level of compensation they had to do.
Oh, shit.
But Jimi Hendrix estate is notoriously litigious.
Oh, of course.
And the other thing I found out about this one is, Taylor Swift's Look What You Made Me Do? Yeah. Right. To me, this is a strange story because apparently Taylor Swift's people, before they released the single, phoned up Right Said Fred and said, "Oh, we're about to release," or in fact, they kept it quiet who it was. They went, "We represent a popular female artist. She's about to release a single, and the chorus is a bit like I'm Too Sexy. Are you okay with us releasing it if we give you writing credit?" And they went into it going, "Yeah, fine." And so they have a writing credit on this huge Taylor Swift single.
Wow.
And to me, it doesn't sound a fucking bit like it.
Okay.
This is I guess how litigious again people can be, that they were, oh fuck, we might get in trouble for this, but listen to the chorus on this, right? Right, so as it gets into the chorus,
Look what you made me do.
Oh, no.
Look what you made me do.
yeah, it's just the rhythm though.
Look what you just made me.
It's that rhythm with a spoken vocal, though. I think that is. I think you could go. That's distinct, because as soon as I heard that, I was like, "Oh, that's
Really? Because I don't think I would have picked up on it if I hadn't read that.
And I would imagine, though, with music revenues being what they are now, and the amount of money generated versus what used to happen, you know, bear in mind that the music is a small part of the Taylor Swift machine. It's
true.
It drives the production of merchandise and tours.
Yeah.
So I would imagine it's a much less of a big deal than that once would have been.
True, because most of the plays are going to be off Spotify or something. No money there.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think that's very bizarre that they are credited because of the cadence of what she's saying sounds a bit like.
But I think that's sometimes what they look at, though, isn't it? Because even if it's not strict, you know, if it's not a piece of music lifted wholesale, I think it was like the same thing with that Pharrell Robin Thicke.
Yeah,
you know, it's multiple elements together that sound similar.
Yeah, but I obviously I'm not a judge or a music lawyer. I disagree with that finding, that ruling on the Robin Thicke one.
I do
because
as well.
I think to say something sounds a bit like it or it makes you think of another song is not enough for you to go, oh, and therefore you need to give them.
We do that here every week. I go, oh, that makes me think of that.
Exactly.
But that's what I'm saying. I think anyone should fucking sue anyone else.
No, exactly. That Cher song, I went, that sounds like Johnny Hates Jazz, you know.
Yeah.
But don't give all your.
You know, it's like that Puff Daddy song that really reminds me of Kashmir.
You're stretching that a bit,
No,
mate.
you're probably right.
Okay, well, I thought those were a couple of interesting little bits. You got Jimi Hendrix in the song, and you've got Taylor Swift apparently lifting a bit for one of her singles.
Cool.
Yeah, but there you go. So that's a big song.
All right, well, look, that seems like a good place for us to stop.
Where are you coming down on this? As 30 years afterwards?
I think
what do you think?
The thing is, right, it's not 30 years afterwards because it's never gone away.
Okay, yeah, true.
So this is difficult to criticise as it is so much a part of the pop culture. Mm-hmm. You know, it has become part of life so much, the part of the musical landscape so much, that it kind of almost doesn't matter whether you like it or you don't like it.
Do you think it
just is?
Has it transcended novelty and just gone into pop? Because if you look at it, it's absolute novelty.
Yeah.
You know, it's not quite chicken song level, but it's knowingly silly and stupid.
Yeah.
But is it now just part of the pop pantheon rather than the stunk, you know?
You know, it's part of the cultural pantheon in the same way that Slade's "Merry Christmas, Everyone" is.
Right, it's not just
not in the same way.
Part of the language.
But yeah, it's part of the language of where you go to if you want to express a certain thing.
Because I was thinking you could almost judge it in two separate columns. You judge it in the novelty thing, and you can judge it in pop. And novelty, you're like, okay, it's novelty, so you give it a load of passes because it's supposed to be silly and it's supposed to be stupid, and therefore, fine, that's what it's doing. But then if you judge it in just a pop way, is it a bit too annoying to be a good pop song?
Yeah, I mean,
but I think it's probably it's fine to be in the pop column now.
Yeah, I mean it is, and you know, I mean, again, I'm not putting this on a best pop of all time compilation.
No, God, no.
Because I don't want it to come in and spoil my day.
Sure.
But
if you never had to hear this song again, would you be fine with that?
Yeah.
Totally. I could live my life.
But at the same time, I can't really say it's shit because it isn't. It can't be shit because it's lived so long.
Right, okay. And it's such a big thing. It's this taking on a life of its own.
I'd like to point out, obviously, that is not a conclusive argument, right? That obviously, you know, kind of so is fascism, right? And And I'm not saying that fascism is a good thing.
Also by, big skinheads.
Yeah, exactly.
in leather.
All right, well, look, that seems like a good place for us to take a quick break and go and check out the albums of de jour.
Yeah, let's do the top 10 in this week. Actually, I didn't do any of the dates earlier on. This is the week of the April 19th to the 25th that we're looking at.
Nice.
And it's only 1 week. We've done a couple of just 1 weekers now. So there's not anything really new. There's a couple of, well, maybe 1 or 2 new bits. Number 10 is that Joseph Locke, Hear My Song, which has been in the top 10 a couple of weeks now, and we were like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, and then Cliff, our friend Cliff
Well,
Parr,
yeah,
shout out
got
to Cliff Parr,
on
the
Facebook.
Carolina Brunswick fame. Yeah, he got in contact and said it was number one because a biopic called Hear My Song, which neither of us had heard of, but it's basically Joseph Locke is an Irish tenor.
I'm not accepting that in my pub.
Hey!
Never heard of him.
Yeah,
Never fucking heard of him.
And apparently it was a big Miramax production, which
Really?
is again quite
quite
topical this week as well.
A bit of Weinstein.
To 23 years.
Yep.
So yeah, there you go. Cheers
think-
for Cliff for getting in contact with us. That, but yeah, apparently there was a film about his life made, and that's why this was in the top 10.
1992 must have been a strange time if that's in the top 10.
I mean, I'm just surprised that neither of us remember it.
Not
at all.
even a little bit.
No.
So
Anyway.
that's number 10. Number 9 is Simply Red Stars. Number 8 is The Temptations' Greatest Hits.
Okay.
I can only assume that they must have had a single on a jeans ad or something at that point.
Probably,
yeah. Number 7, Def Leppard, Adrenalize.
Yeah.
Which is we're still getting a lot of good feedback on our podcast on that one.
We enjoyed that
Yeah,
episode.
thank
That was
you
a good
for
episode.
that
Thank
one.
you for. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah. Number 6 is ZZ Top's Greatest Hits,
Yeah.
which obviously we saw them doing their single of Viva Las Vegas in last week's top 10.
Yeah, which I did not enjoy.
Indeed. Well, the Greatest Hits is in the charts. Tears for Fears Greatest Hits number 5. Madness Greatest Hits number 4. Soul to Soul Volume 3 brackets Just Right was out this week. Got to number 3.
Wow.
Or it peaked at 3.
I'd lost interest completely.
Totally
by then.
had. Really had. And, as we've seen, there's a single floating about the top 10 that neither of us remember as well.
Yeah. It's interesting though. I'm surprised that the third album they were still on enough goodwill that the third album would go into the top 10.
Well, sure, but the single that neither of us remember had been in the singles top 10 for about 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So again, it must have been relatively popular, I guess.
Fair enough.
Top 10. Number 2 is Annie Lennox Diva, which we did last week, and then number 1 obviously is the one we're talking about. Right, said Fred.
Right, said Fred.
Yeah.
Anything exciting out?
Well, there is. Well, I say there is with an excited voice, and then I'm going to temper that an awful lot by going, there's not much. But
Wicked.
We got Kid Frost released East Side Story.
Nice. I had the 12-inch single of La Raza.
Oh, that was on the previous album, though.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah,
It must have been. It must have been.
Yeah,
'cause that would
was
have been
1990.
Yeah, I got that from Sounds Wicked in Luton, which was
Sounds
long
wicked.
gone by now.
Did Sounds have a Z in it?
It did.
Fucking brilliant. Sounds wicked. So East Side Story, I don't remember that one, I must admit. It was
I don't know if
92
I do.
follow-up, and I guess it did fuck all over here. I have not even put a chart placing over here. I don't think it did anything. Pavement released Slanted and Enchanted,
Nice.
which was their first one. Only got to number 72, but it really did open them up to the indie world. And I remember them being a very, very big deal in The Enemy and Melody Maker.
Well, that was, they were kind of almost kind of champions of that particular kind of lo-fi, almost kind of slightly folk indie.
Oh, yeah, but exactly, and a little bit weird and
With
kind
that
of
archness
quirky.
to it, yeah. Almost like the kind of like many years before, but kind of almost like the indie pre-runner to Wes Anderson.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. There's definitely elements of that. I remember enjoying the single Trigger Cut very much. I never really got into Pavement, I must admit. I think this is a decent album.
My introduction to Pavement was my friend Richard Allen, not that one. Rick Allen's the drummer from Def Leppard. Yeah. But we were at Reading Festival together. My first Reading Festival, which would have been 94.
Yeah.
And Pavement on the bill for that.
Yeah,
and he was a big fan, so he wanted to go and get the autograph. So we were. I have an autograph of a Pavement autograph photo somewhere.
Oh, I see.
And yeah, also I can't remember the name of the video, but there's a scene from in one of the videos that's filmed with the singer from the band throwing a glass of water in someone's face.
Right.
And it was filmed there, so I am somewhere in the back. I don't think you can
Oh,
see my
so,
face
right,
in it, but
okay.
I am somewhere in the background of that shot.
In a queue at
I
a
have,
wedding.
I haven't. Do you know? In fact, that's really weird because I've only just thought of that, and I haven't thought of that since videos are easy to find.
Oh, right, since you could just go and have a look.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a look and see if I can
Oh,
find
wow.
that. Yeah, someone told me I was in it, but I don't think you can really recognise me unless you're looking for me.
Right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. But the only other one that I have released in this time is a big one, and it is the Beastie Boys' Check Your Head.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, it was released this week in 1992, and it's such a big album for me. Definitely, I'm so into this. This is my favourite album. And I'm just saying, that's the end of that sentence. This is my favourite album. So I'm insisting that we do a special on Check Your Head.
And you really don't need to persuade me much
No.
because it is also
It's fucking-
one of my
exactly.
favourite albums.
Yeah, there you go.
It's
So-
top 5 album of all time for me.
I think there is so much to talk about in that. How much, how much ground it broke, how many things you still hear because of it,
Yeah.
etc., etc., etc. We're going to do a full episode on that one.
Do you know what I think we should do though?
Go on.
Just for balance.
Yeah.
I think because obviously you and me are both really big fans of it.
Yeah.
Just to balance it out, what we should do is contact our friend Simon. Because obviously he's also a really
He's a
big
massive fan.
And I think we just make sure that all bases are covered of enthusiasm for this record.
Yeah. Well, it's basically like what BBC Question Time do. We're all the Farages.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, let's get someone else who doesn't like him.
And look, and if you've got the thing is, right, I think the reason that we're not trying to get someone in to play the counter role is we'd just get too angry with them.
Oh, we'd never speak to them again.
If someone was sitting there slagging off Check Your Head, we'd probably.
That'd be the end.
I mean, I'd probably renounce my vow of no violence.
Oh, yeah, true. That's that vow.
Yeah, my monastic vow.
Yep. Which sometimes comes into question whenever you get hecklers.
No, I haven't hit a heckler for ages.
Right. Okay. Well, there's your albums anyway. So. Not much talk. It's a 1 week thing. There's not much to talk about, but one of them is a very significant one, so we'll do an entire episode on it. And
Lovely stuff.
if you don't like it, tough.
Well,
There you go.
don't listen
Don't
to
listen
it.
to it. Download it though.
Download it, play it multiple times on
Yeah,
Spotify.
exactly, but have it
leave
on
a
mute.
review.
That's
that's
fine.
That's positive.
Yeah.
Anyway, right. That's all the
That's
albums.
all.
All right. Look, let's crack on with this.
Back into-
I guess we're calling it a record. Right.
Okay, back into Right Said Fred. Right, so we're at track number 4, which is called Do Ya Feel.
Do ya feel?
Do you feel? No question mark at the end either. It's not a question
No.
for some reason.
This feels a bit more serious in tone at the
Well,
moment.
indeed, it's got this acoustic guitar.
Yeah. A little bit of a BV there.
Sure.
Solely. And those are some dramatic
Yeah.
drums. Those are like second track on Bad,
All right, yeah.
or whatever that was called.
The way you make me feel. I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds to me like this is the When the Levee Breaks drum sampled, but I can't.
Oh, yeah,
I couldn't
yeah.
prove it. There's nothing on who sampled about it, but it sounds like that to me. It's one of the huge, big break.
And then the lyrics come in, and I mean the serious tone disappears. It's just another big perv anthem.
Oh, this is filth. This one.
Yeah. Look, man, I suspect the world of the Fairbrass brothers' sex lives is a murky water in which I would not care to swim.
Right. Even with armbands.
Yeah, no, I mean certainly not with any kind of rubber involved.
Right.
Not,
Not with a rubber ring.
That would be like kind of chumming water, I think, to them. But look, so there's a verse about a French woman with a waterbed.
Yeah.
Her name's Joan.
Yep.
There's a woman who's basically banging loads of men before her tits get saggy.
Yeah, I noticed this.
That's a rhyme.
What the line is: Jean's well aware that time's no friend, gravity's calling, the party will end, but until it does, love's for lunch. Half the world blows and half the world sucks.
Yep.
There you are. That's no subtlety, really.
I mean, like none at all.
No.
None at all. That's giving the dog a bone levels of
Oh,
subtlety.
totally. Yeah, whatever metaphor they might be thinking they're putting on here is just the one It's a one-track mind.
I mean, and the chorus is, "Do you feel like taking them down?"
I know.
And it's not like some corporation. It's Knickers.
Yeah, it really is.
That's what it is. Look, the thing is, right, I don't have a brother. Neither do you. Well, no,
Nope.
Actually, you do.
Yeah,
You
I've
have a
got a half-brother.
right? But he's 40 years younger than you. Or
Yeah,
something, right?
and lives in America.
Yeah, right. I don't have a brother, so I can't say. But I just feel like I maybe wouldn't be this frank about pervy sex with them as they are. There's something that freaks me out a little bit about the fact that they're brothers and their songs are so overtly
I've not
sexual.
even thought of that. That's okay, but now you've said it. They've written it together, and they've probably gone, all right, then talk about blowjobs. No, definitely talk about blowjobs, and we'll talk about this old woman who keeps banging younger dudes.
Yeah, and look, and again, I'm going to say again, man, this song is terrible, but I kind of don't hate it.
No, this is okay with me, this one.
Yeah, it's stupid and it's fun.
Yeah, oh, indeed. And if you're talking about the lyrics, it's less cheesy, silly. It's just as ridiculous, but in a different way, because it's all filth. Well, it's so over the top. It's Kenneth Williams level of
Benny Hill, I would go
exactly, all that shit. But in terms of the tune, I like that big drum beat.
Yeah,
that's almost a big hip hop beat. There's a saxophone in it, which is always a good thing. Saxophone played by a guy called Malcolm Duncan, who was a founding member of the Average White Band.
Nice, and a man with two bad names.
Malcolm Duncan, yes, indeed. And there's a guitar solo for the last minute of this song as well. Yeah. I think this is all right.
It's fine. But I tell you what I didn't notice, what I didn't realise is that, because this song kind of, it goes into solo and it does kind of have a stop, right?
Right.
But then the next song starts underneath it.
Right, yeah.
And so I was looking at the lyrics of this when I was doing my proper listen through, and I go, why are these lyrics stopped? What? And I had a look and I went, oh, it's the next song.
Oh, because you're in
even though it's like I'd made some notes going, oh, bit of a strange change in tone throughout the song.
Right.
'Cause it is a different sounding song, but it sounded.
But it blended.
If you listen to the end, the next song's called "Is It True?"
Yeah.
But listen to how this ends and the next one starts. And you see what I mean?
Okay. Just before we do, quickly, I'm going to point out that I think this song, especially the chorus bit, it was reminding me of something, like in style-wise, and it eventually came to me, Alabama 3.
Okay.
You know, when they did that, the theme for Sopranos, that Woke Up This Morning.
Yep.
It reminds me of that a bit. It's kind of him just almost talking in a low register over the big beat thing. I thought it reminded me of that.
I can see that, yeah.
Right. But okay, so let's get to the end of Do You Feel? Go into the next song. So we've got this guitar solo outro.
Yeah.
And the next one has now started.
See what I mean?
Right. Yeah, because there is a crossover. It sounds like it could be a breakdown.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. We're on track number 5. This is the full title. Is It True About Love? It's one of the longer ones on here. It's about 5 minutes long. And it's just it's a big list when it gets going. It's just another big list song. Not quite as bad as the listing the months in the first one, but still not good.
So look, it's kind of low-slung, funky thing, really, kind of vaguely techno.
Is it true about love? Is it true
What's that
about
voice?
taste?
Yeah, I mean, look,
True about touch?
it's nonsensical. These lyrics are almost like as if you just generated them at random.
Yeah, exactly. Is it true about?
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah.
I mean, there's a mention of Joan. Is it the same Joan from the last song?
You wouldn't know two people called Joan.
Well, you never know.
Well, I suppose if you're born in 1953, you probably do.
You might, yeah. Of Arc,
Oh yeah,
Jet,
right.
of Groats.
Yes, quite.
Look, right, there's actually a moment in this where there is quite a nice harmony. There's a thing that he's doing with the BV, and there's that harmony. I'm like, oh, that's actually quite nice. Right?
Is that there's a bit at the end? There's almost like they're going for a gospel-y sound.
Not quite then, no. It's before that, right? I mean, look, I think this song is basically bullshit.
Oh, I think it's terrible.
I think it's basically bullshit, but it's the longest song of the album, and that's unnecessary.
Yeah.
And the gospely bit seems tacked on.
Yes.
Right? But I tell you what, this song, just with that kind of Balearic-y kind of thing that it's got going on, I can imagine, right, that after a certain type of big night out, at 5 a.m. in the morning, when certain things are calming down and other things are still going on, this might be quite a pleasing song.
I see what you're saying, actually.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The sun's coming up. You maybe haven't been to bed yet for reasons undisclosed.
Reasons.
Reasons. And this is probably kind of touching some of those buttons that are quite pleasing at that time of night.
And maybe that's when you ask these soul-searching questions, like, is it true about love? Is it true about pop?
Well, it does sound
true
like
about Joan?
It does sound like the exact kind of innocuous bullshit that people would say and think means a lot in that situation.
Because of reasons, yeah.
Because of reasons.
Maybe that could be it.
Yeah.
Maybe exactly. I am not in the right scenario to appreciate this, because I obviously as well think it's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's basically bullshit, but I suspect that there was a certain mood where I would think, oh yeah, man, actually.
Could well be, actually. I will give it that, because I can see it being the sort of thing that would be nice in the background.
And my guess is that these guys were no stranger to that.
Oh, I reckon they like to party.
Yeah, I reckon they certainly did.
Yeah.
Anyway,
true.
right, let's listen to the next one. This is track 6.
Track
this
6.
Is Deeply Dippy. This is the second single?
Third single.
This
was
one.
the third single.
Okay, I thought this was the second one.
No, this was the third one, and this is the one that got to number 1 in the UK.
Yeah.
Well, we've just seen it in the past couple of weeks, actually. Or no, last week it got to number 1. This is the one that put Shakespeare's Sister off number 1.
Yeah. And this is the one that starts, it just sounds a bit like I Would Walk 500 Miles.
Yeah, it does. Yes, indeed. Ching, 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 ching. Yes, this is an acoustic-y intro. Him and a guitar.
Right, what I'll say about this song is there are lyrics, particularly the use of the word deeply dippy,
Yes.
and certain bits of vocal pronunciation that infuriate me in this song.
Oh, really, yeah?
A little bit, right?
Oh, right.
But what I will say is there is an infectious joyfulness about this song, and I think it's hands down the best song on the album.
Oh, I see. Right.
Once I take my cynical twat off, I think this is a thoroughly solid pop song.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll give it.
And it's the song. It's a song on the album that I will say, oh no, I actually like this song.
Right. Okay. Oh, fair. I will absolutely agree that I think this is easily the best of the singles.
Yeah.
I think this is very catchy. When the brass comes in, it's got those stabs. It's got the kind of the weird breakdown in the middle of the brass. Very, very catchy. I did enjoy this a bit.
Something about brass stabbing? Were you saying that?
Oh yes, fair brass. I would say that I prefer Do You Feel to this on the album, but I can absolutely see why this was chosen as a single.
Yeah.
Like, it works as that. I can see why it was a big single, number 1, but again, it's just a bit too happy cheesy for me to go, this is great.
I think this is a joyful. I enjoy it from that. There is a moment at the end of this song though. The last thing he says on this song, he goes, I'm taking a hot Tahiti.
Yeah.
Right? And that's pure Profanosaurus, isn't it? I've just taken a hot Tahiti all over this dude's chest.
Has anyone got a wet wipe?
Oh, mate. I'm taking a hot Tahiti, which I think if we ever get T-shirts printed, that should be on the front of them.
Brilliant. No, this is also a different feel to a lot of the rest of the songs on here. It's not as really cheesy dance beat. Yeah. It's not the in some of them there's the house stuff that goes on.
Yeah.
It's not any of that. This is a good fun song. This I can see being the precursor to them doing their comic relief stuff, because it sounds like that to me. Mm-hmm. I think this is a lot of fun. I do. Mm-hmm. And this is definitely the catchiest one for me that I would find myself humming.
I think if this song had been called something other than Deeply Dippy, it would have been a much better song.
Sure.
I really like it.
Okay. No, I cannot argue on that one. I think that's decent. I do. If we were doing scores out of 10, I doubt I'm going to give anything more than 7. But that's a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think 7.5.
Right, fine.
7.5. Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as an 8.
Nah. No, fine. Okay.
Right, track number 7.
Right.
On the
Okay.
subject of sevens.
Yeah. This one's called Swan.
So this is definitely in that kind of Balearic beat, kind of
Yeah.
dancey, trancey.
It's the most basic of 1992 high speeds. Yeah, a bit of a diva vocal in the background.
And then his vocal comes in, and like this is the most out of place his vocal ever feels throughout this record.
Well, it sounds like he's
off-
trying for something he shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, this and this things there. Obviously, they just don't conflate as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
It vocal sounds completely out of place, and let's get into the central conceit of this.
Well,
song.
okay, the lyrics and what's going on. Yeah, go
So-
for it.
This song's called Swan, right?
Uh-huh.
And so the thing is, I'm like a swan. I only love once.
Yes.
Right. So the idea was about this fact that swans are monogamous.
They mate for life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they do. That is true. But it's actually about production of the young and maximizing production of the young. It's not really that romantic.
Right.
It's that kind of thing. Right.
All right,
But
fucking
that's
Dr.
a
Cox.
fucking ridiculous thing to call your song.
This is astonishingly stupid.
It's so bad, the central analogy, and it's such a stupid fucking thing that I could never get past. I could hear this song 1,000 times, and I would never get past the fact that that's so fucking stupid.
No,
right?
fair enough
Right?
then.
And what that means is that this is the silliest song on an album that has "I'm Too Sexy" on it.
Right, fuck it out.
I mean, how fucking dumb do you have to be?
Yeah, well, exactly. I would say not silly, but just stupid. Dumb is probably the right word, actually.
This is just a staggering misstep.
It's awful. Every bit of this is awful.
Yeah,
I
this
think
is-
that dance beat
Yeah.
is the most rote and insipid that you could have chosen. The little key stabs on it are horrendous. They sound just shit. The vocals then are out of place and badly done, and what he's singing is nonsense.
Yeah.
And jarringly bad, because you go, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
You know, fair enough. There's a lot of house songs where the lyrics don't matter because that's not the point. But don't try and infuse some pseudo-intellectual bullshit about I only love once.
But you know the way they used to, they always used to wear those leather waistcoats.
Yes.
I'm surprised that no tabloid ever called them the Swan Vestas.
Nice. Oh, yes. Oh, I like this.
Anyway,
Wow.
So
So
yeah,
there's one turn of phrase in the sort of the last bit that I did make me chuckle, where he goes, line is, barking dogs, the lonely roam, the great unlaid making their way home. I just like the phrase, the great unlaid.
The great unlaid.
It's like him casting his eye on everyone going, you're not getting any, mate.
Yeah.
You're not getting any. I'm getting it all.
fair enough, mate.
But only off one swan.
Only off this one.
Only one
swan.
swan. Yeah, but I'm getting it all.
I mean, I would say that every other song on this album disputes.
Quite.
I mean, it does not ring true, does it?
Well, it doesn't ring true, but the fact is he did have a long-term partner from 1982 to 2010.
Yes, well,
So-
that's true, but
But I'm not sure how much dabbling there was. I don't know how many, key parties they went to, but there was,
no, not casting any aspersions on the
on key parties.
no, whatever they go to, that's fine as long as it's with consensual adults. It's
Well, indeed.
fine.
But this
look,
song is the worst so far for me on the album.
Yeah,
and I've already disliked strongly a lot of things.
also, how do you write a song called Swan and not have it be the last track on the album?
Oh God, fuck.
How is the Swan song
That
not
is
the last track
that is
on the
the
record?
most obvious thing. Why would you not?
Yeah, exactly.
True. No,
This should have been, to be honest with you, right? Anyone else who wrote this song, it should have been the last song of their career.
yes.
Like the second you hear that,
Yes.
you go, "Oh, hang on."
Yeah, this is god awful.
Yeah,
God
terrible.
awful.
Right, well, so that's Swan.
Yeah.
Let's crack into the singles.
Cool. Okay, there's a couple of new ones in here. The top 10 for this week, April 19th to 25th. Number 10 is 10 Sharp with You. Do you remember that at all? 10 Sharp?
10 Sharp.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
I'll play a bit of this. Because I looked at this and went, not a clue. Then looked it up and went, oh, I kind of remember it. but not enough to be able to recognise it at all.
No.
It's alright with me as long as you are by my side.
Nah. No,
Yeah,
that's them.
Getting nothing.
Nothing at all. Fine. Well, that's number 10. Number 9, you might recognise this one. Definitely after it gets into the main bit in a second. You know, in terms of, you know, speaking of big camp anthems, as we are with this album. Canthams. Remember this?
I do.
Yeah.
Can't place it yet, though. Mark Almond.
It is Mark Almond. Yes, indeed.
What's the song called?
It's The Days of Pearly Spencer.
Days of Pearly Spencer.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember this being, you know, quite big. This stayed around for a little while as well. This was one of his kind of comebacks. I think he'd just done the one with Gene Pitney, Something's Got Hold of My Heart. And this was the next in line of his 1990s revival. Number 8, and I don't think you're going to know it. I'm going to play a bit of this anyway, just for some of our listeners' pleasure. And you'll have heard this in indie discos at the time. There's going to be a couple of listeners yelling at the podcast right now going, it's whoever it is. As soon as it kicks in, you'll definitely know the band at least.
Oh, it's the only living new. Yeah, it's fucking Carter.
Carter, there you go. The only living boy in New Cross. Yeah. So this is number 8 in the charts, which I think that's a relatively decent spot for them. Number 8 in the actual charts, not just, you know, the indie charts on the chart show. Number 7 is Curtis Stigers, You're All That Matters to Me. Number 6, Mr. Big, To Be With You. 5, Shakespeare's Sister, Stay. 4, Vanessa Williams, Save the Best Till Last. Who, again, apparently we should have known more about, Vanessa Williams. We can only apologise. Number 3, SL2, On a Ragged Tip.
Nice.
Number 2, I don't know if you'll get the song, but you'll definitely know the band straight away, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, okay. Maiden.
It is Iron Maiden. So 1992.
It's one of the tracks off Fear of the Dark.
Right.
Well, I can't tell you which one.
It's Be Quick or Be Dead.
Be Quick or Be Dead. Oh, fuck, this is good.
Right. I would have thought, I guess Deeply Dippy being number 1, which it is this week, must have been a really big seller, because usually Maiden songs go in at 1, don't they?
And I think they only ever had one number 1 single.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I think it's the albums that go in at 1.
Yeah, it's always the albums, but I think it was only...
Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter.
Yeah.
Well, that was number 1. Right, okay. Well, yeah, so Iron Maiden at 2, Right Said Fred at 1. So a couple of different bits, but nothing major, I'd say.
Yeah, no, Iron Maiden definitely only had one number 1.
Oh, fine. Right, a couple of other singles. Oh, again, only a couple really this week. Got to number 58, an EP called Whose Fist Is It Anyway?
Right.
By Prong.
Nice.
Yeah. And I don't remember this. What was the Prong song that I would remember?
That would be...
Snap
Your Fingers.
Snap Your Neck.
Snap Your Neck.
That's right. All right, well, this EP, Whose Fist Is This Anyway? Got to number 58. Ride released Twisterella, which is very nice. And again, you might recognise this from being in clubs and shit like that. It's one of their other kind of big singles. And that got to number 36 this week, Twisterella. Mm-hmm. But the main one I'm talking about, number 21 this week.
Oh, come on.
Fucking tune, mate.
Pretend We're Dead.
Pretend We're Dead. L7.
I love this song so
Great
much.
song. Absolutely brilliant.
I still love this record. I love this album.
Great album.
Yeah?
Yeah, Bricks Are Heavy. Fantastic. I see they're playing London next couple of months. No, maybe end of the year, actually.
Oh, are they?
L7 are, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a great, great tune. They were on Slash Records, weren't they?
Yes, they were.
Which is the home of Faith No More?
Yes, because they were when they supported Faith No More in the middle on the Angel Dust tour.
Is it? Okay, right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I wanted to go to and couldn't.
Oh,
Oh,
mate.
poorly.
Oh, bugger. Bugger. Well, just as a here's a fact for you to throw you back into Right Said Fred.
Yeah.
Apparently, in 1992, there was talk of Right Said Fred touring the States with Faith No More.
Fuck off.
Yeah, apparently so. Faith No More were fans of the band and thought it would be a great idea, because you can imagine Faith No More going, "Oh, this will be hilarious.
Yep.
Our fans will hate this. This is going to be great." And Right Said Fred were up for it because they thought it'd be good fun to do.
Yeah.
But it was nixed by the management, Faith No More's management.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but they were in talks between the two parties. Both of the bands were up for it, but it never happened.
What a
Well,
shame.
imagine that show.
Oh, man.
And imagine a load of US Faith No More fans in 92 seeing their opening band doing Deeply Dippy.
But, I mean, I just imagine how pissed off Jim Martin, who was still in Faith No More at this time, would have been by the whole thing.
God, yeah. Yeah. Roddy Bottom, probably well up for it.
Well, that's very stereotypical of you homophobe.
I'm just saying, he's a keyboard player, he likes a bit of pop.
Well, there you go. He does like a bit of pop. Imperial Teen, great band.
Right.
Anyway.
But yeah, that would have been a tour and a half.
16-year-old me would have thought it was an affront of nature.
Of course.
Faith No More would have probably not been one of my favourite bands to this day because of it.
Right,
I'd have been so angry about it. Fucking humorless prick that I must have been.
Yeah. Oh, God. Well, the thing is, we're going to see Faith No More in, is it June?
Yep.
There's still time. We could petition for Right Said Fred to open up.
We should do. And that will be the home of the PCL meetup.
Oh, that's true,
So,
yes.
yeah, if you want to be
Anyone else
involved
coming along?
if you want to be involved with the pop
Come for a
collaborating
pint?
lesson, it's often we haven't all been shut indoors by the coronavirus
Well,
by
yeah.
then. What date is that? It's in sometime in June. We'll
It's like mid-June, the 16th or
yeah,
something.
we will make a post about it at some point,
sure.
but we will be getting together. We're getting down there a couple of hours early, having a couple of pints in a pub before we go and see Faith No More. So whether you're going to the gig or not, come along to the pub and join us.
Nice. Okay, but there you are. There's all the singles I have for this week. Not much again.
No, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. There's a couple of bits here and there, but anyway, right. Well, so let's crack back in. Track number 8. Don't Talk, Just Kiss.
Yes.
Which is
The second single.
So
yeah, this was the follow-up to I'm Too Sexy. This was what they came back with after their mega hit.
Yeah. And there's the amen break. What? The amen break in
this terrible pop.
In its worst use of all time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this one got to number 3. And that little fucking climbing drum bit, that's exactly the same as I'm Too Sexy.
Yeah,
obviously.
exactly the same, yeah.
Yeah, they've had some success with that before, so they're going to use it again.
Yeah. So look, this one is like even camper than anything else on the album, mate. And I'll be honest with you, the chorus on this song makes me feel a bit physically sick.
I've got the words a bit queasy. Yeah. Talking about his tongues.
His tongue moving around, that's a no-no for me, right?
Yeah.
So there's kind of a bit of a like weird kind of U2 Joshua Tree era guitar going through this.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've made the note here as well. It's exactly the same drum machine from I'm Too Sexy.
Yeah.
The weird thing with this song is it is both too clean and too dirty at the same time.
Ooh, okay.
It's like lyrically. I mean, I'm not opposed to a filthy song, right?
Sure.
But in the way that the last really filthy one, which was Do You Feel?
Yeah.
Was kind of dirty and grungy and fun.
Uh-huh.
This is like quite a clean song with those kind of big kind of synths through it.
Oh god, it's total chart fodder.
And it doesn't work for me as a thing. It feels at odds with itself.
Right.
And I'll be honest with you, and I've written this here. I just wish that this song didn't exist.
Yeah.
I feel like the world would be better.
Oh, I could say that about quite a few songs on this album, but the fact that this was a big single, obviously it made more of an impact. I would agree with you there.
And then I tell you what, though, right? There's that super histrionic backing vocal that comes in.
Jocelyn Brown, mate.
Yeah,
that is Jocelyn Brown.
I know, and I've written here, it's just too much. She sounds like, ironically, she's a swan protecting her young.
Okay, yeah, this is all sorts of wrong for me. I think it sounds. I've got to note that this is novelty that thinks it's cool. It's like they've obviously released I'm Too Sexy. Mm-hmm. They know that was a novelty, but they're now trying to go, oh yeah, but we've got not a serious side, but we are a real band, by the way. Mm-hmm. And here's a sort of a quirky love song, and it's just horribly done. Yeah. It sounds like a parody of a parody. So if at this time Spitting Image had to do a Right Said Fred sketch, this is the sort of song they would have put together, because it is such chart cheese musically, trite vocals, and every particular trope that they have used so far in one place. This is
it's the with I'm Too Sexy there was a level of irony and it was quite funny. There was a sense of humour behind it.
Whereas a wink.
They obviously think that this is funny as well, but this is like when you're all together telling jokes, right? And everyone, you might be your jokes are slightly off colour or something along those lines, and then someone just kind of wades in with a big racist joke, and you're like, oh, no, this isn't what we're doing, guys.
Right.
Oh, no.
It's all gone wrong.
Yeah.
I think this is shockingly bad. It's an awful song.
Yeah, it's
awful song.
Terrible.
And I'm amazed that this got to number 3.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's probably just the spillover from
It must be
Goodwill.
just the tail end of that, yeah. And I do find it interesting that, because we said at the very top, this album won 2 Ivor Novello Awards for the band. One was for I'm Too Sexy, one was for Deeply Dippy.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't this one.
No.
This was absolutely overlooked in
This
any
one got an
songwriting
Ivor
terms.
No Thank You Award.
Yeah.
Hey.
They were fucking nominated in 93 for Best British Band at the Brits.
Wow.
Right, because of this album? What the hell?
Well, I mean, to be fair, the Brits are not a great yardstick for anything, are they?
No, not as we've seen.
Only thing I've ever really found useful about those Brits Awards is if you get the sticker on a CD, back when you used to buy CDs, you're like, I can not listen to this.
Yeah, it's a good indication. Okay, well, that's track 8. I think fucking dreadful. Next one?
Track 9, Upon My Heart. It's a kind of classic rock feel.
Oh, it is a little bit, yeah. Yeah.
She was so fresh in that dress. A small voice said, resist.
I mean, that is just such a terrible vocal line. Du, 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 du. Du, 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 du.
Yep.
Du, du,
To me,
du, du, du.
this sounds like if you said to a load of 15-year-olds at school in the drama group, all right, I want you to put a musical on. This is the sort of shit they would write.
And it's it's just too much, man. When without the trappings of the kind of the musical kind of theatre behind it and the campness behind it, the vocal just sounds terrible, I think.
Oh, it's awful. And he tries to go a bit rock at the end as well. He's like proper shouting it along. But it's out of place.
Look, it's dull as fuck, this song,
Yeah.
which is the worst crime any pop song can commit.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some terrible lyrics. Of course, love's meant to hurt. That's why girls dress to kill.
Terrible.
That's a dog shit lyric.
Terrible.
Absolute dog shit lyric. All of these songs are about sex. All of them. And I do wonder how much trouble his dick has got him into throughout his life. Probably quite a lot, I would say.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely got some issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there was one bit, the kind of the la 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 bit at the end, because it's just repeated. I find that in my head. Okay, this is all right, but only in a you've bullied me into this sort of a way.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
And my first note on this song is I don't think I can do this anymore. I'm 9 tracks in, and I am getting just fatigue.
yeah, see, I didn't like this one at all. I thought it was just dull, but I wasn't at that point. I still, I know that I'm still kind of hovering at a happier level than you throughout this record.
Definitely. I'm hating a lot of this. Right, and I think this is shit anyway.
All right, so should we do track 10?
The last one? Right.
Get to the end. This one's called Those Simple Things.
And this was the 4th single.
Hang on. This sounds like Hard Knock Life.
Oh, it does. It's a
Hard Knock Life.
Yeah, and I hate that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Right.
was the 4th single released as double A side.
Now the thing is, right, this song, I wrote my note. I quite like this one,
Uh huh.
and then I carried on listening to it, and I wrote at first after.
Okay, right.
Because I
see.
quite like this bit, but
This is all right.
But it doesn't do anything else.
No, and his vocal spoils it.
Yeah, I got very bored with this one by the end of it.
I've just put lifeless in this one. It's only got to number 29 as a single as well, so obviously the Great British public also didn't care at this point. But I think this is dull. This is drab and dreary. It's dragging me down with it at this point. Nothing at all that I want in this.
Okay, well, so tell me what you think about this album overall, then.
Awful. I think it's terrible. I think this is the album I've enjoyed least that we've done.
Okay, I don't feel that way about it.
Right.
I think this is a lot better than I expected it to be.
Wow. Right.
I think at times it's a bit of fun. It's quite fun. It's not boring for the most part.
I think it is.
I don't think it is.
Right.
I don't think it's boring for the most part. I won't return to it, I don't think.
Yeah.
But my test of this is if it's on in the background, would I make the effort to get up and turn it off? And
Right.
I would not.
Really?
I would like.
You would sit through it?
Yeah. At no point when this album was on in the background, when I was doing my background listens to it,
Yeah.
was I like, oh, I've got to turn this shit off. Now, there were moments when it went into their radio after, like when
Oh,
the
I see,
song,
yeah.
and I heard some of their other material, and I was like, no, this needs to go off immediately.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, if you've never heard their song "Sexy Bum," I
No.
mean, you never need to hear their song "Sexy Bum." Right?
I
Do
mean-
not listen to this.
No, fine. But I'm just, I'm imagining it. It's called Sexy Bomb and it's by Right Said Fred. I'm pretty sure I can imagine what it's
Yeah,
like.
yeah. He likes. He likes.
He likes a bit of a sexy
He,
bomb.
he likes bums.
Good.
Of all types.
Good.
And that's a lie because fucking no one likes all bums. I've seen.
Your own.
My bum's fucking nice, you cheeky fuck. if you go to my Facebook, you can see the bum that I put on my dad's birthday cake. It's a good ass.
Well, there's a little treat for our listeners.
Oh, there you go. It's a good ass. What are you on about? I might post it up on the.
You go for it, mate.
On the Twitter. Anyway, so
Right,
yeah.
well, you see,
I thought this was all right.
Yeah.
I did. It's a 5 out of 10.
Right.
4 to 5 out of 10. But in terms of the pantheon of monstrosities we've heard,
Right.
not even close for me.
Oh, see, I would much rather listen to the Elita album again.
No.
I would probably listen to the Enigma album over this. I think this is
Nope.
so bad.
Nope. Fleetwood Mac. No.
And you're talking about, you at no point you thought you had to turn it off. Whenever I do my background listening, it's mostly when I'm opening up my pub
Yeah.
and I'm doing like polishing everything, getting it all ready for the day, and I'm by myself until the rest of the staff come in or until we get delivery drivers, and it's just on, and I have it up quite loud so that I'm aware of it
Yeah.
and I don't forget it's on. When I got a delivery
Yeah.
from Nisbets giving me some blue roll,
Yeah.
I was embarrassed that it was on.
Yeah.
And when the first member of staff came in to help start setting up the bar, I said to her, I just need you to know I'm not listening to this for fun. This is for a thing that I do. I'm really sorry.
See, I'm not sure that this isn't uncovering some kind of deeper emotional turmoil.
Perhaps,
Some kind of tension within yourself.
maybe so.
The question-
Don't protest too much.
Has this album made you ask yourself things that you weren't comfortable asking?
It's made me ask why we're doing this podcast. That's what it made me ask.
I think that every fucking week.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, guys, look,
Yeah.
so look, we all, you know what's coming next, Chris. We've
Yeah.
got to choose some songs.
Sure.
Or a song.
Okay, I have two that I would possibly put on. There has to be one.
I mean, Deeply Dippy for me isn't the best.
That's
one.
okay. That would be my second one. I prefer "Do You Feel" to "Deeply Dippy," but I do not need to put two songs on, so I'm fine just putting "Deeply Dippy."
Cool. Let's do that then.
Yeah,
Yeah. We only need the one where it said Fred song in here.
I think that's
Yeah.
the right thing to do.
You don't want
We don't want to give the wrong impression of we liked a couple of these, so we put them on. No.
post-traumatic Fred disorder.
Shite, said Fred.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, as you hear, we are bleeding for you. I hope you've enjoyed this episode.
Please
Poor
tell
old-
your friends about this one because I don't want this to be going into the ether and 3 people listen.
Honestly, man, like, I have the reputation as the cynical, more acerbic one of our group.
Yeah.
And this, I mean, you can't. Look, I love Chris. He's one of my very, very best friends in this shitty world, and it actually hurts me to see the pain on this little man's face at the moment.
I'm glad this is over.
I can tell, man.
yeah.
Your little potato face is really sad at the minute.
Whenever we went into this, we would be saying for weeks, "Oh God, we got Right Said Fred to come," and we said the same thing about Simply Red in the last season, and that turned out all right.
Yeah.
And this one didn't for me.
See, I am broadly okay with this.
I see.
And
I envy you.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know you do. Anyway, look, right.
Cool.
So thank you so much for listening. We listen to these records so you don't fucking have to.
Yeah.
If you have, get in contact. Actually, before we do go, because we've just had a couple of tweets come in real time.
Lovely stuff. Go for it.
So what have we got here?
About Right Said Fred.
Yeah, about Right
nice.
Said Fred. So
Yep.
what we had? We've had Martin Young, Deeply Dippy.
Oh, yes.
is one of the best number ones of the 90s, and nothing you can say can convince me otherwise.
You're a fucking maniac.
Right Said Fred are good eggs, literally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you are a maniac, Martin. It's a good song, but it's
one of the best of the 90s.
You're insane. Best number ones of the 90s.
I am now thinking through because the top 10 singles have been terrible for a while now.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that this is automatically good. That's wild.
I mean,
wild.
But anyway, and then Phil Guthrie's been in contact as well, and he's just said, fair play, they made a little go a long way. Was there a difficult, dark, tortured second album, I wonder? There was. I think it was still pop light, though. Heaven help you for having to listen to the whole thing intently, though, mind.
Yeah, thank you, Phil, for your sympathies.
Yeah, anyway, right, so that's it from us this week. If you've got any thoughts or messages about Right Said Fred, please do get in contact with us. What are we back with next week?
Well, we're doing the Beastie Boys special. Next week we're going to do Check Your Head.
Okay, full disclosure, we've recorded that already. So
Yes.
If you want to include any feedback for that, you might be able to get a little bit in the intro.
Indeed, yeah. Let us know. We can do that bit.
And then after that, we'll be back with another record.
Yeah, after that, the next number one album we're doing is The Cure. So we're going to be back with The Cure in a couple of weeks.
Nice. Which album's that one? That's
Is it Wish?
Wish, that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right, guys. Well, look, I hope you've enjoyed it. We've had emotions. Yeah, anyway, you take care, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers, guys. Bye. Thank you for checking out this episode of Pop Collaborate and Listen. It was produced and edited by us, for which we can only apologise. We're on Twitter at PCL Podcast, on Instagram also at PCL Podcast, and Facebook.com/PCL Podcast. All of these, plus links to our various Spotify playlists, etc., are on our website, which is pclpodcast.com. Please feel free to get in contact via any of the social media or on pclmusicpodcast@gmail.com.